All right. So with me today is Dr. Soumya. In the recently conducted INI-CET exam, she secured a rank 23, and she is from Lady Harding Medical College. So I'm very happy. Welcome, Dr. Soumya.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Many congratulations for getting such a wonderful rank in INI-CET examination.
Thanks a lot, sir.
So Soumya, can you tell us a bit about yourself? I mean, which college are you from? And well, I said it, you are from LHMC. So this was your first attempt or second attempt? Are you an intern or this was a drop year?
Sir, I did my undergraduation from Lady Harding Medical College, and actually this was my second attempt. I took drop this year. I attempted NEET PG 2020. Then I gave mid-year AIIMS examination also, and this was then I gave INI-CET November.
So, but in Delhi, usually the internship is pretty heavy. So were you able to study in your internship? So, I mean, was it your really second attempt or was it practically your first attempt?
Sir, actually internship is heavy, but if one wants to study, times it's not actually impossible. I personally did not study in internship because of I wanted to enjoy. I started my preparation from the January only. Properly, I started making notes and watching videos. I started my preparation from January. So effectively, after I completed my whole syllabus and revised it twice or thrice, it was my first attempt after preparation.
So Soumya, one of the things that I want to know from you is the exam happened in November, right? So practically you got like 10 months in which you must have completed the course and revised it too. So
yes,
in my experience, most of the students struggle with this only, ensuring that they finish the course in time so that they have enough time left for revision. So how did you go about it? How did you manage that?
Sir, right from the starting, I made it a target to complete my syllabus by the end of July.
Okay.
I wanted to complete my syllabus. I wanted to give my first reading till the end of July. From July, I started my revisions.
Okay.
Till the end of October or early November, I completed my 3 and 3.5 revisions.
Oh.
So in the last 15 days, I made a target to revise the whole syllabus in the last 15 days. So I revised 4 times, excluding first reading.
Excluding first reading.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's very impressive. So in that case, Soumya, if you were able to do this, what I can think of is you must have been very focused in what would be your study material, because this is something that many students struggle with. In the beginning, they are too enthusiastic and they want to read from everywhere, and later on for other subjects they don't have enough time left.
Yes,
so did you have this planning from the beginning that I would focus on this material and would just keep on revising it?
Sir, when I was giving my first reading, I compiled information from everywhere. I wrote it in my notes. Like after watching lectures, I used to do question bank. So the extra information and the extra things which were added in the question bank, I used to add in my notes also, so that I can revise them. After having finished my first reading, I just focused on my notes and I didn't read anything else. Yes, sir.
Did you go with the printed notes or did you make them yourself? A lot of students have this question: should we go with the printed notes or should we write them by ourselves?
Handwritten notes are actually very effective. We actually learn very fast what we have written. But sir, for few subjects, I was comfortable with, like ophthalmology, psychiatry, and pediatrics. I ordered printed notes, and for subjects like medicine, surgery, gynae, I made my own handwritten notes.
Okay, so there was a mix of both things.
To buy some time. That's all.
All right. Okay. And Soumya, so there's another confusion in the mind of students that how much time to be given to the bigger subjects like medicine, surgery, because a lot of questions would be asked from medicine, surgery. So they are very important. At the same time, they are so expensive that there's practically no end to those subjects. Vis-a-vis some other subjects like short subjects or even ophthalmology, ENT, FMT, which are smaller. But then number of questions would not be as much as in medicine, PSM or surgery. So what was your approach? How did you balance the bigger subjects and the shorter subjects?
Sir, bigger subjects carry a lot of questions and tricky also. We need to have in-depth knowledge of that subject. Like in INI-CET also, medicine had a lot of questions and they were very conceptual. In those questions, what helped me was while I was watching Sir Deepak Marwa's video, they he provided he provided the concept in such an easy way. I recalled Sir voice in my head while I was solving medicine question in the exam. So I think for lengthy subjects, in-depth knowledge of subject is very important. I know the content is very vast in surgery medicine. We can never finish the whole subject as a whole. We have to leave few topics. We cannot complete everything. Whatever we are reading, whatever we are watching in the videos, we need to revise it and analyze it so that we can integrate it with other subjects. It only helps us retain better.
Right, and the thing that you said about Dr. Deepak Marwa's lecture, many students have said the exact same thing, that they could hear Sir actually speaking. I mean, he's an amazing teacher and he's an inspiration for all of us, not for even faculties like us. So he's just too good, right?
जो कंसेप्चुअल डेप्थ वो प्रोवाइड करते हैं मेडिसिन में, वो बहुत ही सही, बहुत ही अच्छे से याद रहता है.
I'm totally with you on that. Wonderful. All right. So going to other subjects. So this is a question that again I ask. Being a short subject teacher myself, how did you approach subjects like psychiatry, anesthesia, radio, ortho? How much time did you give to those subjects?
I did not give much time. Like I made it a target to revise them. Actually, they were very, for psychiatry. Your lecture were very helpful, sir. I watched your videos and I revised twice only, and I was able to retain everything. For anesthesia also, ma'am lecture were very effective. These short subjects are very scoring. They help us improve our rank. Actually, we cannot skip on that.
Yeah, that is what I always feel, that if you want to get selected, your core subjects, medicine, surgery, they have to be very strong. But the rank changing can happen with the short subjects too. So both things, when they are brought together, they give the best results. Right. All right. Yeah, you were saying something.
And so when we prepare, I was looking the syllabus as a whole. I was not dividing it in subjects. So when I used to read one subject, I used to open other subjects book also, so that I don't focus on one subject only. I take all the 90 subjects as a whole.
Okay. All right. So what was your strategy, Soumya? Would you read 2 subjects in a day, or would you finish one subject and then go to the next subject? How was it for you?
Sir, I used to finish one subject. Okay. I used to provide a time, like I have to finish it in 6 or 8 hours. I used to complete it by that allotted time, or when I used to exceed that time, I covered it later. I used to cover it later, but I used to finish one subject at a time.
So when this news came that AIIMS exam and PGI and all those exams would be replaced by INI-CET, so were you perturbed? Were you confused? And did you change your preparation strategy in any way?
Sir, when this news came, all the exams are going to get integrated. I did panic a bit, but it did not affect my preparation, because I knew that exam name has been changed, but the syllabus is going to be the same. The subjects are going to be the same, and it doesn't require any other extra knowledge except our syllabus. So I needed to focus on my syllabus only and revision only. I did not do anything extra and did not waste my time in thinking what is going to be in the new examination pattern, because it would only have wasted my time.
So your juniors who are confused between NEET and next and what will happen, what advice do you want to give to them?
It just doesn't matter which exam you are approaching. You need to have you just control your preparation. You just be confident about your preparation. If you have read well in depth, if you have in-depth knowledge of the subject, it doesn't matter in which exam you are approaching.
Correct. And
so better be focused on your preparation.
More often than not, what only happens is they change the name of the examination. Everything else.
Just the name.
We have been teaching even before NEET was there. So they change it to NEET. Now they are changing to something else, but the questions remain the same. The subject remains the same. Many students unnecessarily end up wasting a lot of time by thinking about these issues. But as you are rightly saying, it doesn't really matter. All right. So, Soumya, this is my favorite question to all the toppers like you who get like 20, 25 ranks. Were you always a very bright student? Were you always a very good student in your college days too? Were you always a topper?
I was not a good student in the college days. I used to be a good student in my +2. In my undergraduation entrance exam also, I did secure a good rank, all India rank. But in college, I was a mediocre student. But when I decided to prepare, then I decided to prepare according to the branch of my choice. I wanted to have a branch-oriented study so that I get to know how much I want to improve, how much I have to improve according to the branch I want to be in. So I wanted to be in branches like radiology and derma. So I made my preparation in a way that I could achieve a good rank according to the branch. Yes, I would actually advise.
Please go.
I would actually advise aspirants to study according to the branch of their desire. It will help them. लोगों का होता है कि वो पहले सिलेक्शन ले लेते फिर सोचते जो मिल जाएगा वो ले लेंगे, वो सही नहीं है एक्चुअली. अगर वो पहले से सोचेंगे कि कौन सी ब्रांच चाहिए तो it will be better उसके अकॉर्डिंग पढ़ाई करना.
Fair enough. That's a good point. But Soumya, coming back to this thing that you were a mediocre student. I don't like the term mediocre, especially for medicals. If you have come to LHMC by all India, you cannot be a mediocre student, right? And for that matter, nobody who enters a medical school can be mediocre. But what I say, Soumya, is that once we are in the medical college, that desire to do exceedingly well is not there. We just want to pass and get good marks because it does not really matter whether you're getting 65, 60%. And that is why many students who end up getting great ranks in the entrance are the ones who were doing just average in the college. Do you think that is true?
Yes, sir. In the college, the goal was used to just pass.
Pass the exam, yeah.
Yes, not anything extra. We just focused on getting passed.
So many students say this, that when I talk to these students, they say that, sir, we would just pass in the exam. We would hardly pass. We would never get into AIIMS or PGI. What do you want to tell to these to such students who are having such thoughts?
Sir, there is no correlation between college exam and entrance examination. They are entirely different. In college, we just need to mug up all the things a night before and just write on the paper. There is no relation between these two exams. The entrance exam requires very good knowledge of the subject. And actually using your brain to solve the question, not just mug up thing doesn't help in the entrance examination. So they both are very different. We cannot say that if we are not performing good in the college, we cannot crack entrance examination. We actually can do it very, very well. I did it. So
I'm totally with you on that. Another thing that some students have in their mind, that students who go finally to AIIMS or PGI, they are from some other planet, and we just cannot do that. So which planet are you from, Soumya?
So this is completely a myth. This is not true. This is ऐसा तो सोचना ही नहीं चाहिए, sir. Even those who are getting into AIIMS and PGI, they also did MBBS and they also read the same syllabus. It doesn't matter where you come from.
Can do it, right? Anybody who decides to do it, who starts putting a lot of effort.
Yes, decides to do it, yes, sir.
So Soumya, let me ask this thing. When you were starting the preparation in, say, Jan or Feb, did you have these central institutes in your mind? Were you targeting AIIMS or PGI?
Yes, sir, I did have central institute in my mind. I was targeting AIIMS and PGI, but I was not able to do good in mid-year exam since I did not even finish my whole syllabus. So I was very I wanted to do very good in November exam. I targeted.
What was your rank in mains?
Yes, sir.
What was your rank in mains?
Sir, in mains I got 1500.
Wow. So from 1500 to 23. Wow, that's something. Wonderful. All right. So coming back to the preparation per se, Soumya. So nowadays there is a lot of noise. There are Facebook groups, there are Facebook pages, there are Telegram groups and WhatsApp groups, and there's too much information. So how to navigate these social media things? how to ensure that we don't end up wasting too much of time? Were you on all these platforms?
Sir, being on this platform is a necessity nowadays. But when I was preparing, I looked them as a distraction. I installed Facebook and Instagram. I was not on this platform while I was preparing. People say that it's a source of knowledge also, but more than a source of knowledge, it's a distraction also.
Right.
I did not find them productive. Being on Facebook and WhatsApp and Telegram groups, I did not find them productive. I used that time to solve extra question on the question bank.
Yeah, in fact, even on the Preparator Premium group, I hardly saw you asking any questions. You were not active.
I never posted.
Never posted. Would you read the discussions that happen over there?
Yes, sir. I used to read the discussion. I used to solve those questions that came every day, question of the day. I used to solve those questions, but I did not post. This was my first post, in fact, about my rank.
That's wonderful. And I'm totally with you on that too. Even I think that, there's so much information around that students get distracted and they end up wasting their time more than gaining anything out of it. So I'm glad you said.
Even so, this year new updates came, COVID came. A lot of fuss was about COVID. A lot of questions were being asked about COVID, but there was no need to go after only that topic only. I did COVID only superficially, but I was able to solve many questions on that. They were very general question actually on COVID. So there were no new updates also. People tend to waste time on the new drugs, new updates, and new topics. They don't revise the basic. So it's not very advisable to waste much time on these things. They are not going to get you good rank.
Saying this because an average student struggles with it, especially in the early phase of the preparation. They are like that. Let me get every possible information, but it's so difficult, revise it later on. So I'm glad you are saying that. All right, coming to another favorite question of most of the students. How many hours did you study in a day? Did you study for 17 hours or 18 hours?
No, sir. It's actually not possible. It's mentally not possible to study 14 or 15 hours. I studied according to my capacity. I used to study 8 hours minimum to 10 hours maximum.
Very good.
I made it a habit to at least sit for 8 hours. Okay. And these 8 hours were effective. Like I was not doing any other. I was not using phone in between these 8 hours. They were effectively 8 hours. And in the last 15 days, I used to study 10 or 11 hours.
10 or 11 hours. So 8 to 10 or 8 to 11 hours is what you did, right? Wonderful. And so you would go. You would have long study sessions, or would you take multiple breaks? What was your?
I used to utilize the early morning time. सुबह बहुत अच्छा फोकस बनता था, तब मुझे ब्रेक लेने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती थी. तो I used to make sure before lunch I study 3 or 4 hours. It used to be very effective. Then after lunch I used to study for 2 hours and then used to take a break of half an hour and 1 hour. Then study 2 or 3 hours more according to my mood and इतना हो पा रहा था बस इतना.
You have always been an early morning person?
No, sir, I'm not an early morning person. I used to wake up at 7:30 or 8.
That's early morning. But students who would be watching this interview, let me give one scientific fact. Probably there are different kind of people. Some are more active in the early morning hours. Some are more active in the later half of the hours. So if you're a guy who's more active in the later half of the day, don't force early morning onto yourself. Scientifically, it has been proven that don't go against your rhythm. Because I could.
It was my experience.
It's your experience, na? Because if somebody tells me to wake up early in the morning at 6 o'clock, I would not be able to do anything. So the thing is to identify your rhythm and stick to it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What was your method of taking breaks? How would you ensure that you don't end up taking too long a break?
Sir, instead of using phone, I used to take a nap for half an hour. It used to rejuvenate myself. Then I used to listen to song and I used to take a walk on my roof actually. So phone actually is a very big distraction. We end up wasting a very long time on the phone. We think that we'll watch a video for half an hour and 1 hour only, but we we end up wasting 1-2 hours. So it's not advisable to use phone for a for break.
Totally with you on that. Phone is a big problem. So Soumya,
Yes.
continuing to study for 10 months or 11 months straight is difficult at times. How would you keep yourself motivated?
It was very difficult because there was a corona pandemic. I was restricted to my home. I was not able to go out and meet my friends, and I was just restricted to my room, and I just have to study and nothing else I was allowed to do. It was very difficult in this situation also. So there were also days I didn't feel like studying. So on those days I didn't study. I gave myself break for 1-2 days in between. Like in a month, I used to there used to be 2 or 3 days I didn't study, because it's actually impossible to study continuously for 10 months every day with the same motivation and rhythm. It's not possible, sir. To maintain motivation every day is very difficult task itself.
So you are saying that like 3 days a month, every 10th day you would take a break.
Yes, sir. Yes.
The entire day you would not study, right?
I would watch a movie. I would spend time with my parents, and I would not touch books on those days.
And that's so important. Otherwise, anybody would have a burnout. If you don't give yourself breaks regularly, it's impossible to continue. So what you're saying is important. And would you watch these videos of toppers interviews to motivate yourself? The kind of
I watched a few of them. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I watched few of them, and I remember I watched a video of a girl who secured 9th rank in November AIIMS last year. So she said she has this target from the starting. She wanted to be in radiology. I took inspiration from her actually.
Okay.
I followed her footsteps and did actually what she said in the interview. That helped me a lot.
So hopefully.
When I watched your video.
I'm sorry. Come again. Repeat that.
Yes, sir. I remember I watched one of your videos in which you mentioned that people tend to start with zeal and enthusiasm, but in between they tend to miss out, and by the end of the year and a day before exam, they don't maintain that same zeal and enthusiasm they started with. So it's very important to maintain the same motivation that you had on the first day till the last day. Then only you can get past this.
Right. This is so true, and I think watching motivational videos or sometimes watching motivational movies, all those things do help, right? I mean, it's tough. It's not easy. So you have to find ways to keep yourself motivated. That is so true.
Yes.
All right. So anything else? Anything specific that you want to suggest your juniors who are preparing for the examinations? Any particular advice?
Yes, I want, from my own personal experience, I have drawn this conclusion that revision is very, very much important. Like I started to improve my rank only by revision. When I gave my first reading and first revision, I was not achieving very good rank in the GTs and mock. Then I did my 2 and 3 revision. After that, I started getting good rank. So the revision only helped me get this good rank.
So we can also say that if you're not doing so well in the middle of the year, there's no need to get disheartened, because once you revise, the scores start changing, right? Wonderful. So that was so nice talking to you, Soumya. Like you said that you got motivated watching somebody else's interview. I hope many students would get the motivation by watching this.
I also
Wonderful. Thanks a lot, Soumya, and many congratulations again.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Yes.